I'm so pleased to have back Ollie Dammegard today because Ollie, you are absolutely amazing in terms of so much breadth that you bring, not only to um, really getting people to tune in perception and see the world in a different place and understand things in a different way, but also on a personal level with all the work that you're continuing to do for yourself and really understanding and sharing how important that is, that when we change ourselves, we shift the world around us. So a huge welcome back to the channel. How are things in your world at the moment?
Like my mother said before she died, still confused, but on a higher level.
Yes, that sums it up perfectly, actually. It really, really does. Um, let's start with diving deep with terms of I know that you've just done an in-depth webinar to help people, and that and all Ollie's links will be below because it's really important people have access to that information. But there's weird things, I'm feeling weird things going on. What are you seeing happening in the world around us now? And have you got any sort of red flags that are being waved of possible events that might be coming up?
Oh, these flags coming. Now this is going to happen. Now this is going to happen. Now the world is going on, and now the financial system is going on. The banks are dying. The system is melting. It's end game. It's over. It's over. We might as well die. I've heard it about 14 million times over the years, and we're still here. So we should really celebrate ourselves and say, "Oh my God, this is impressive." I mean, what I know is that we're up against the biggest propaganda machine ever. I mean, never ever have humanity been hit from all different sides by propaganda, indirectly lies,
Mm,
in a way, so that we're still standing. I mean, we're being hit also from all different directions with food, with the air, through chemtrails, with water. There's no water. There's no this, the money system. I mean, it's just everything is just chaotic. And Third World War, this is just around the corner. And the food, there will be no food. There will be no. I mean, imagine what our baby mind inside feels. It would just be like, fuck me, what am I doing here? It's like, this is how, why did I buy a ticket to this one? This is just pure madness. But apparently we bought that ticket, so we just have to deal with it. And so the question is how to deal with it. And so this is what I try to focus on. I'm I deliver a lot of so-called information, but that information is there to indirectly say to people, listen, there's nothing really to be scared of. All of these things, boom, pang, mass shootings, mass stabbings, this and that, and all of these things, a lot, I tell you, a lot of it is designed there to control you, to keep you in this fear mode, to keep you in this, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to go out and help anyone. I'm just going to stay in here because it's just too scary to get out there. It's indirectly, it's almost like the ego has taken over our world and
mm,
it's making it really scary to keep us safe, indirectly to keep us safe, because our comfort zone is there to where we're comfortable. And depending on whatever we've survived, even if it's been abusive relationships or drugs or war zones or whatever, if that is the comfort zone, our ego thinks, okay, you know how to deal with this one, including rapes, including beatings, including all kinds of horror stuff, as long as you stay inside. But in that case, happiness will be on the outside and
mm.
will be seen as a threat for this uh, safety system. You you can call it a control system also, but indirectly, if you will see that indirectly it's a blessing. The thing is that I've been fighting inside my loving system, where it's not fighting me, I'm fighting it. I'm calling it, you are blocking me from doing that. And the system then answers in me saying, yeah, but that's because you were so naive, so not knowing, so whatever, that you almost got yourself killed. You almost got us in the system, the security system killed as well. So we're gonna make sure you're not getting out there again. Do not. So the thing is to become aware of that. This thing that if I speak for myself, the thing that I've been fighting, I see it as a wall. It's like, I can't, it's stopping me. It's a problem. It's my enemy. Maybe it's the other way around. It is a very loving, beautiful wall that is there to protect me. Now, the thing is for me to understand that maybe I needed that wall when I was 3, 4, 8, 10, whatever. But now it's a bit outdated. Maybe I need a wall, but a lot thinner, or maybe a lot lower, or maybe transparent, or maybe made of jello. I don't know. But the thing is, I can handle a lot more. But my security loving system hasn't been informed. So it's still like they're like doing like this. So this is where I'm dealing with, to see that instead of me being in a hostile environment out there in here, that it's actually a loving, protective system in one way, that I just need to say, okay, so here, without me knowing it, I've appointed the guarding system, or these guards that are standing around, and their job is to say, if I get anywhere close to this border, they say, back off or you'll die. If you go up on that stage and you sing karaoke, you will die. You know, if you do that, you will die. The thing is, I will not. I will not. So it's just like a fart in the sunset, you know, smells bad, but it's not really there. So there is a possibility. And when I pass through that, because if I say, this is what I want, this is what I'm going to do, I am going to do this because it's good for me, it's good for everything around me, it's just good. I guarantee you, if that is outside your comfort zone, my comfort zone, that wall would just go whoop like that. And right away, there would be 5 minutes later, there would be all of these warnings saying, I will die, I will die, I will die. But if I do not listen to that and I keep going because this is what I want, then freedom is on the other side. And it's the beauty of it is that not only does that area around maybe karaoke or whatever expand, but the whole circle expands. The thing is that we need to keep it expanded. If you start relaxing too much, it starts creeping in again. Ooh. So this system where he really helps with the subconscious in a beautiful way.
Sorry, can I
And
just stop you there, Ollie, because you froze, so we missed it. You were saying that the video froze, so I missed you talking about, you were saying that you've met someone who really helps you with the subconscious.
yeah, there's this guy in South Africa that is right now helping me bypassing this system and seeing it for what it is, instead of an enemy, seeing it as a beautiful safety system. And even the conversations in my head, I've given them names. So the protective ones that I've seen as a problem is now, his name was Edward. When I started seeing that Edward was actually not my enemy, I promoted him to Sir Edward and thanked him for helping to hold me back and make me survive during all of these things, because I've been putting myself into a lot of situations that is not officially so clever. But anyway, so Edward then was then
I keep losing
given
you,
a new
Ollie. We keep
task,
losing
and that
you.
task start moving forward. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Let me just maybe I'm gonna discuss.
Sorry, folks, we were having internet problems, but this is such important stuff you're going through, Ollie. I mean, I think this is the secret to everything almost. So sort of redefining how we're seeing things. This is so important. So just carry on telling us about how you were giving Edward a name and you promoted him to Sir Edward, and how this is helping you look at things in a different way and clear some of these blockages.
The way I see it is that I have different systems. I prefer seeing it as software or system. Maybe it's easier for other people in other ways, but for me, it simplifies stuff. And so I have similar voices in my head. They sound the same, but they have different tasks. And I have confused them thinking this is me, where actually I think it's different parts of me that I need to make peace between them so that we can get into becoming a team, go in the same direction without this struggle. And so Sir Edward, after he was promoted, we asked him, are you happy? He was very happy for being thanked for being an absolute asshole in my life, but indirectly keeping me safe. This is the thing. He has kept me safe. So instead, he was given a task, promoted, and that task was to keep negative thoughts away from me, deal with these incoming negative doubts and stuff so that he will take care of them. And the other part of me, which is Arjuna, which is my spiritual name, the warrior that doesn't want to fight, but the perfect warrior who really wants to go for it, he can now move forward freely in a completely different way. So this guy, his name is Dwayne. He's really helping me, and I've seen him help other people. Very nice guy. If anyone is interested, just email me and I'll forward his contact details, because he has helped me in a way that no one else before. And I have tried many different ways, because I feel like it's almost like on my own. What I've been able to do is, if you have a car, I've been able to polish it, repaint it, fix the dents, the tires are okay, everything is like that. I have not been able to get under the hood. And here's a mechanic that can just go under the hood without me really knowing what he's doing. Fixing cables have been wrongly placed, boop, connect that one with that one instead, and suddenly, and off we go. So, yeah.
That's so exciting. So the details of how to connect with Ole, if you want to, well, connect with Ole anyway, but also if you want to get Dwayne's details, I will certainly be getting them, because this sounds absolutely fantastic. I think that's so important, isn't it? Because perspective is everything, and it sounds so obvious to people. You know, Kim and I were just talking about, when you change, as Wayne Dyer said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And I think I've seen from some of your other discussions about when we're worried about these external events that might or might not be happening around us. I mean, a lot of them are, but how when we really get control over our own energy field, it can be the most amazing protective blanket in all aspects. Can you talk us through a little bit more about that and what you've learnt on that process?
What I learned is, whatever the situation is, doubt has never helped. On the contrary, doubt is the greatest traitor in my world. So do not listen to it. Whatever doubt says, do not listen. Indirectly, that is also a very loving safety system. Maybe it's Sir Edward's younger brother or whatever, who is there to just go in, absolutely mess things up so that I don't get moving. So Arjuna is stuck, you know. So, but what I know is that when I, in the form of Arjuna, this is what I'm going to do. I know that Sir Edward Jr. here will come knocking on the door within 5 minutes saying, you could die, you know. No, that's not going to use that. You will just imagine what you would look like. I mean, God, what a failure. This like just like that to deflate me and stop me from moving. So indirectly, once again, doubt, I would say, is a beautiful thing. You should just not listen to it. If you have some kind of, if you are streetwise to a certain level, of course, if you're standing on a highway and there's lots of traffic and trucks like that, and you say, I'm going to run across here, you might survive for sure. But if doubt says, please, I don't know if this, then it's a good thing to listen to it. So in these cases, you just have to discern, yes, yes, yes. But normally doubt, not good. Worry has never, ever, I've worried so many years. I have zero positive results from that. It has never solved any problems. It has never solved or done anything but deflate me.
Mm.
So be aware the thoughts, because if you're the ones giving power to your different thoughts, it's just like, once again, back to the highway, you see these vehicles pass like that. It's up to you which ones to focus on and give power to that one, because the mind is just the producer of thoughts. You're not a bad person, you're not a good person. This one produces thoughts.
Yeah.
But it's you who can say, that one, I want to empower that. That is the one I want to, and then follow that one. Worry will come in, doubt will come in. Which one did you want to follow? That one, stick to it. If that is what is true to you, then, but this is the thing. So you have to quiet down the noise in the mind, because this is also why we're being bombarded with information these days, is to not listen to the inner voice. It's just like info overload, if you allow it. But where does it come from? Mostly screens in front of us. Black screens called smart. Smart is misspelled. It's actually EVIL, these screens, because that is what they do. That's how they manipulate. It's that digital world that is trying to access you and mess you up in many different ways. We have to go back to nature in all ways. It wants to dehumanize you. The heart is the solution. It's always get back to the heart. Your heart knows, your feelings knows. I was thinking, the way I see it is like feelings are like a GPS, not only like a GPS, the old, I don't know what it's in English, but it's called eco load in other languages, where you sort of like, on a boat, for instance, if you go too far to the left, it's a beep, beep. Okay, back. You go to the beep, beep. Okay, back. That thing. So the emotions, the negative, so-called negative emotions, are there as boundaries, saying you pass this one. When you go into despair and anxiety or depression or whatever, you are hitting that wall. Depression is way outside this one. You have not listened to this one. And when you are inspired in spiritus, when body and mind align, spirit enters, you get this divine download. That's when you're on a track, So I almost say what you ought to follow is what gives you goosebumps. The goosebumps, the passion, is the one showing you the way. And the straightest way between you and where you want to go in life is this.
Yes.
You think it's this one and feel like a failure when it starts doing like that. No, this is the way it's set up. And boom, you made it. Fantastic. But it's a journey. It's always a journey, and you will be tested. You say, I want to lose weight. Within 5 minutes, somebody's going to knock on the door and say, I've got a chocolate cake. Do you want to celebrate my birthday? You will be tested, and you will be tested by the people closest to you. So don't think that they're the enemy. You're talking conspiracy theories. You must be part of a sect. You must be all of these things. It's from the closest ones. They will be the one testing you, saying, are you sure? Is this your truth? Are you sure? Because it will go against their will, because they want you the way you were. Now you're moving into your new self, whatever that is. And so they will say, do not change. We don't want you to change. We want you the way things were. But that's just the way it's set up. And it will come from the ones closest to you. That's also where you will experience betrayal, will be from somebody close. It was not by coincidence that Jesus was betrayed by Judas, who was a person he handpicked as one of the chosen ones. It's the same with us, because if it happens out there too far away, we will not be able to experience betrayal in its fullest essence, which is horrible, horrible, especially when we do it ourselves.
Yeah.
I tell you, that one is not nice to discover. It's so much easier to point at other people and say, you horrible person, and then suddenly like, oh, what did I do? What did I do? But it's part of this journey. So stop whining, start shining. That is the trick. So this is also, so you asked me what is going on in the world. I have no idea. I have no idea, because I know what I'm being fed through the screen. If that is true, then I have one version of the world, of this life, correct, and then I can make assumptions and like this, connect dots and so on. But I don't know if it is true, because it's so different from the world if I look out the window, it's completely different. The screen says it's game over, it's horrible, it's genocide, it's all darkness and evil and worship and this, all this. I look out through the window, I look at a cat. Does the cat care at all? Is he worried when he's lying on his back, just like feed me, adore me? These are the masters. They are the masters. I'm not saying be blind to what's going on, be aware, but keep your inner balance, keep your focus where it's just supposed to be. What do you want? What is your intention? What do you want with all of this knowledge? Do you want to, if you start spewing out all of this negative black horror stories to other people, you are indirectly helping them. You're helping these dark energies, whatever they are, on their quest, because the more fearful we are, the more depressed we are, the more on our knees we are, the more we're fighting with each other, you're doing them a favor. You're working for them. So the thing is, instead of trying to change other people, the only one you can change, sorry about that, wish it was otherwise, but nope. But if you change and then you start saying, instead of, this is the truth, you should listen to me, I know it, and you do not, I win. That is not the way forward. The way forward is to take whatever info, deal with it here, and then live in a way where you show that I can handle this truth. I mean, I know more than anyone I know about horrible stuff. I should be super depressed. I should be hanging from a rope every third hour, like, oh God, I'm going to kill myself now. No, I'm going to kill but I'm not. So what I'm trying to do is show that I can take that burden on my shoulders, but I can surf with it. It's, I haven't succeeded. I'm not saying that I'm having problems surfing in certain waters, but I can deal with a lot bigger waves than I could some years ago. And what I'm seeing is that if you, whoever are listening, if you start living your truth and do everything you can to make the world a better place, selfless service, all of these selfless acts of kindness, random drive-by hugging instead of drive-by shooting, whatever it is, I love anonymous acts of kindness where there's no hooks, where there's no, well, I did that for you, so you should be grateful to me. No, not that, but where you do it anonymously and you see, you don't even see the result. But these type of boom, like love bombs that you just boom, 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 these things helps to lift. And then you will start seeing that suddenly I think we get ourselves through gratitude to a higher and higher frequency, the more we remind ourselves about how much we have to be grateful for. It's like on my emails, I have, I don't know where that came from, but I loved it. Too blessed to be stressed. It's like, come on. Here I am focusing on all of that horror stuff, and then look around me and I don't even appreciate it. It's like, that is so ungrateful. That is so not okay. So change it, because the higher you come in frequency, the harder it is also for this dark girl to get hold of you. It's like they cannot. the more shiny you become and whole, they cannot hook into you and pull you down.
It's so true. I'm just looking behind me on my book because to see if I've got it here. The Celestine Prophecy. Have you read it by James Redfield?
10,000 years ago.
1,000 years ago, and then I reread it at the start of the pandemic because I was just like, for some reason, I've got to reread this book. And since then, he's written several others. So, like, we're on to like the 12th Agreement. And what I love about that is when you do this inner work and learn these messages, you become invisible to the enemy, literally. And you can read it in a fiction book and think, but actually it's so true, isn't it? We do have people that things bounce off them or it doesn't affect them and they miraculously get out of situations because it's almost like there's this protective energy field around you. And I think that's so important, you know, when we're doing all this work ourselves and we are, whether you want to call it shadow work or addressing your demons, whatever you want to call it, we've been taught so much and there's so much discussions and some benefit of it, but for me it's all about balance, Ole. You know, you've got to acquire information, but then you've got to integrate it, and if you're just acquiring, you're just going around in a circle and not getting anywhere.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I should have been dead so many times, also with what I do. So sometimes people criticize me saying, yeah, but what you're saying, if that's true, how come you're not dead? Well, sorry, I'm still around. I'm happy about it, but I don't know if that's disappointing, but what can I say? It's not easy for me to answer that question. I can only say I'm still around. So something has helped me because I've been in many situations where it could have gone the other way. I'm also surrounded with people that are no longer with us, that have also stood up against the same forces, but unfortunately are no longer in this world. So it's like, I just want to show you because sorry about my belly button.
Don't worry, you can't see it.
What the hell? That is just very odd. Well, here it is. I've written a book called Remind Me.
Wow.
It's ye thick. It's only like an hour, but it came to me in a very powerful way. And I spent 3 days nonstop writing it. I just suddenly just so many things fell into place. So I just came home. I turned around on the highway, drove straight back home, told Kim, please feed me, be quiet, leave me alone. And then afterwards, I went to my spiritual teacher, Nelly Chelaram, and said, listen, I don't know about this, but what do you think? She read through it. She wrote the foreword, the prologue, and said, this is divinely inspired. Once again, when body and mind aligns, spirit enters. So I think many times when we are inspired, do you know, when time stops and you suddenly, oh my God, I haven't eaten in 13 hours. What happened? You know, that is when we just like, boom, we're in that zone. And anyways, Shirley MacLaine also really likes it. And it has saved life, I must say. I'm not taking full credit for it because this came to me in a way. And it's sort of like, it's like a game manual, like if life is just a computer game. So these are the rules and the outlines and how to, and yeah, I'm just saying.
Can we get that website?
Yeah, lightonconspiracies.com.
Yeah.
There, all my books, Kim's books, are there in the shop. So yeah.
Brilliant. I'll put the links to that below. So I really hope you're enjoying this podcast as much as I am. And I just wanted to take a little break to tell you about the amazing products by the sponsor of this podcast, the Biophotonic, EMF and Bioresonance devices, which help us take our healing to the next frequency. So let me start with the Bioresonance devices. Biophotonic have two amazing little devices, the little BioNexus and the Biophotonic, and both of these are really the next generation in bioresonance devices. So let's start with the little BioNexus. This amazing little device literally sits in the palm of your hand, and it's now my go-to support, especially when doing my daily manifestations and affirmation practices. But it will balance out my frequency to work on whatever needs balancing for me right here, right now. So what are some of the benefits of this little BioNexus? Improved energy, decreased inflammation, supports our immune system, psychological homeostasis. But also it supports the integrity of the cells, improves our memory, cognitive, emotional and psychological states, and speeds up recovery. And just like we've been talking about today, it really improves human consciousness support. Now, the other bioresonance device, the Biophotonic, absolutely amazing little device, comes preloaded with a range of therapies. And this will clear parasites, giving active protection. You can wear it with you. It comes in a little pouch that you can wear around your neck, and it detoxifies heavy metals, clears EMF radiation out of cells, cleanses bacteria and viruses, detoxes chemicals and toxins, DNA repair, pain repair, you name it. And it's even got calming meditation practices that, well, complexes that you can run to strengthen the aura field, and frequency packs can also be added to your water. I think we all know the detrimental effects now of mobile Bluetooth and EMF radiation. They've been extensively studied, and I've done loads of videos on it. So minimizing our exposure is crucial. So what's really key is both the Biophotonic and the BioNexus. They're standalone, lovely little devices that don't require Bluetooth connection, a Wi-Fi connection. You don't need to buy any frequency packages. There's no subscription fee, and you don't need a mobile phone to control them. There's no electrodes. They're completely wireless, ready to use straight from the box. So you can get these and a full range of EMF protection devices that you can use for yourself and your pets. Don't forget to use coupon code CE20 to get 20% off all products, including EMF protection. Thank you. And now back to the podcast.
Thank you.
This is so important. I think we have reached a stage now where it's almost enough is enough of discussing all these atrocious things that are going on everywhere, and really starting to get back to enjoy life. You know, every ancient wisdom that's taught from all the different areas all across the globe and has been for centuries, we keep talking about being in the present moment. And I think probably never has there been so much information that can take us away from that, and deliberately. Do you think that every single human has got hidden powers that they're just not aware of?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I can only speak for this one. It depends on what you mean by hidden powers, because a lot of us are shutting down ourselves. So just by letting ourselves free, for sure, the power will be a lot more intense. And if we stop stopping ourselves and we start freeing ourselves, the more we can achieve in many different ways. So hidden powers, I don't know. Next question.
Yeah, the reason I ask that is I see it all the time, that when people can have someone that can get them over a little hump and out of that, I can't do it, not me, someone else can, but that, then suddenly so many aspects of their life can change on whatever's important to them. In terms of sort of next steps for where you're at, I know you're really opening up to so many new possibilities at the moment. Where are you feeling your real purpose is at the moment, Ole? And is that something you actually give any thought to?
For sure, because it felt to me like in December I came full circle in my research of horror and top political assassinations and false flags and whatever. by the thing was that the thing that woke me up, sort of made me go like, what is going on, was in 1980 when I saw the so-called Zapruder film for the very first time, where you see the final headshot when Kennedy is hit and you see his head is being thrown back and to the left, meaning Farmer Brown's logic, there must have been a shooter to the front and to the right, otherwise his head wouldn't have been thrown like that. And then the official narrative said completely the opposite. So from that one was the thing that I just felt, I have no idea what the truth is, but I know that that is a lie. Why are they lying to us? And that was the thing that really got me going. So 43 years later, I did 3 interviews with the guy that fired that shot from behind that picket fence, the very same shooter. He's now 81. His name is James Files. He's not in a bad way at the moment. No, he's not in a good way. He's almost dying. But anyway, so for me, that was almost like full circle, that I've gone all of these. I mean, I've looked into hundreds of cases. I've been speakers around the world. I've been like I've really, so it felt like this is the end of an era for me personally. And then Kim and I took we took 1 month, 33 days off, and it's not Freemasonic. It was just like beautiful numbers, and 33 is the master number. So let's do it 33. And so we went to this island. We live in this incredible place called Bali, and there are these islands around in the middle of out there. And we spent 33 days with complete detox, no emails, no computers, no phones, no nothing, and just reset. And after that, when we came back home, I was like, I'm not going to chase anything anymore. I'm just going to be and see what comes in, to become a magnet instead of pushing things away. Because what I see is that as soon as I start chasing something, it moves away.
Yeah.
It's just like if I'm, when I used to be in love with the wrong type of girl and she wasn't interested in me, I started moving like that. She moved away. Until I said, okay, fine. And I turned around and I gathered my strength again. Suddenly I was attractive. And then she started coming closer to me. I turned around saying yes. And then she said, whoa, that's too much. And then she moved away. So it's like this energy thing. And it's the same with my dreams, my goals. If I chase them, I can work towards them. It's a different thing. I'm talking about the energy that I put into it. The thirsting stalker type of, I want this, or if I work towards something and allow it to come to me at the same time. I'm still figuring this out, but my magnet is getting better and better, and Kim is helping me a lot with that as well. So to answer your question is that I think that what I've asked for is to take this to a completely new level. And this is also the type of interviews that I'm doing now. I mean, you interviewed me. If you had asked about assassinations or whatever, we would have been speaking about that. But somehow it's really interesting because suddenly we're in this area with more and more people with former, Black Ops and assassins and whatever it is, I'm in contact with generals and I answer their emails with love and light, Ole, and I'm just feeling, oh my God, that's too new agey, that's too wussy, but it just felt right. And then I get emails back from hardcore military people, love and light, Colonel Grant or whatever. I just feel that's interesting, the way to so I'm opening up more and more to music. I really want to get back into the music. I'm really, really inviting in people on a very high level of musicians to play with me, to be in that energy together. And I've started to attract lately on that level. I made a solo album many years ago called From Prison to Paradise. If you go to Spotify, please check it out. I put 5 years into that record. It is from my soul, my heart to yours. And so I'm really trying to get into that area. But I also feel that it's over the years, since I speak about very complex situations and operations and stuff, and what people have said along the way is that it seems like I'm good at simplifying it so that people can, I get it. I get it. So I see that as a gift. And now it's like I'm getting myself into areas that I have not been to before. I think around anything from water-driven engines to science in different areas where I think maybe my task is to help simplify to myself and others that this is a way, this is actually working. We can just do it like this. It's not that complicated. If we do it, it looks complicated. They made it look complicated very often by design so that we stay away. We just like, oh, it's too complicated. No, 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 no. But here, open that door and say, but actually you do this, and suddenly your engine can run on water. It can even, the exhaust is pure oxygen. It's like, this is unbelievably wonderful. Let's go for it. Or plastic waste or whatever it is, you can do this, and suddenly, boom, you got that instead. These type of things, I think, will be part of my future journey here.
It's so exciting to hear, and I'm laughing because one of my jobs a long while ago, not long after I left university, I was in the environmental field, and one of the guys who was like a mad professor but absolutely brilliant and was doing exactly that, the technology about using things like landfill gas to run cars and vehicles, using water to, and it's all there and it works. It's just incredibly difficult for people to roll it out because it's made to be difficult because people don't want it rolled out. But times are changing now, and as we've got to remember, we're all consumers, and if we withdraw our energy, money as a form of energy, from the ones we no longer want, then things will shift really quickly. Yeah, that's so
Yeah,
exciting to hear that. I mean, following your passion, like you were saying about music, Kim's got her art. We've all got different things that absolutely lights us up and gets it into that place of inspiration. We've been taught that it's a luxury, but it's so important, isn't it?
I think there's a reason why dictators, the first thing they do is chop the head of artists, poets, musicians, authors. Why is that? You would think that these ones should be the last ones to take out, but they're the first ones. Why because they know the power. They know the power. This is the language of the soul. And for me, my whole life has been writing, painting, music, these two, and now speaking also. But for me, they're just different aspects of the same. There's a lot of mathematics in music. There's a lot of, how colors work together, or chords works together, or words work together. It's for me, it's just, they say the arts. I completely agree, because they it's just different expressions. And I just want to, while we're in this area, I want to mention also that I have a water invention that I've spent years making. It's such a beautiful baby, and it can save absolute billions of liters of water per year. But I'm looking to take it from a prototype that has been given golden reviews as a pre-prototype. And the thing is, what I'm what I'm opening up to receive is the way to take that one and bring it into the hands of somebody that is very passionate about this incredible liquid called water, where without it, no life. And with a licensing deal, take it out into the world and just help the world in an incredible way. So if there's anyone out there interested, please contact me at lightonconspiracies.com.
Brilliant.
That's my American radio voice, by the way.
I've got someone that might be interested in that. I will forward them this afterwards. So, oh, Ollie, it's such a pleasure to talk to you. It really is. I'm so loving this side of you. It just It just feels like time, doesn't it? It just really does feel like time. And it's so exciting. I do find it really uplifting to think how much more we can discover about ourselves and about the world around us. I think for anyone who's on this journey, it doesn't matter what stage you're at now, but keeping in that sort of joyful discovery phase of being almost back to our childlike selves can really reveal such new things to us.
And at the same time, deal with what's going on.
Yes.
It's I don't know about, like becoming like a home and sit in a cave somewhere. You have to be down on a street level and dealing with it as well. Yes, become as a child, but also deal with other children, or help other children. It's like you have to kick yourself in the butt, get out of the couch, the sofa, wherever you are, and do what is true to you. If you start listening to your heart, if you start seeing, opening up your eyes to things around you, you will see that there's a lot of opportunities where help is needed, where kindness is needed. And this can come in so many different forms. You don't have to stand and fight a SWAT team or anything like that. You can take care of somebody that looks really alone on a park bench. You can just sit down, talk to a homeless individual. You can pay the toll road for the car that comes after you. There's so many different ways of seeing just things to spark like that. And then also, when these dark forces come, sometimes you have to step up the game and be brave. And people say, you're so brave. I'm not so brave because I'm scared, so I'm not brave. You cannot be brave without being scared.
Yeah.
If you just do things, that's not bravery. If you're scared and still do it, that's bravery. So it's like, it doesn't come for free. I don't want to say you have to, but you can choose to make a difference. And if you do, you know in your heart, you will feel good afterwards. You were just like, wow, this is what I did. I stood up for myself and others. It felt really good. In a non-violent way, I stood up. I stood up. And just like with school bullies in all different areas of life, if you stand up against them, they lose power. If you just, and through truth, also say, I see what you're up to.
Mm.
I see you. I see you. You cannot hide behind titles or closed doors or whatever. We see you. This is just, we're being kept responsible for every single tiny little step of our lives, even where we park the car, or if you do that, you will be fined. You look at the ones that are making up all of these rules. No rules are for them. They play their own game. They don't, all the fines are for people without money. The ones that have money, it doesn't affect. So the fine, this is the whole punishing system has been made for us to be in the receiving end, where it actually should be turned around, and the ones that are controlling us, no longer working for us, they are the ones that should be held responsible massively for what they're doing, because this madness needs to stop. We need to transcend this whole thing. And like, I think every government building, throw out the doors, no more meetings behind closed doors. If they're politicians, if they're allowed to take financial support, then put tags on them, just like Formula One drivers, so you can see, okay, this guy is sponsored by this and this and this. Now I know, okay, if you're sponsored by, let's say, BlackRock or whatever, then I know who I'm dealing with. If you're sponsored, but here, this whole thing, like, you can't see, that needs to go. Transparency forward, that is the way.
I
And
agree with you. It's so important, and we've got to keep asking for it and keep being an example as well, and doing it in our own lives as well. But I heard Wim Hof. I don't know if you know Wim Hof and like him.
yeah.
I love the way he expresses himself, but I do think he's got a good point that so many of us have got so comfortable, and if we don't challenge ourselves in some ways, now that might be physical, it might be you know, by speaking up about something we find difficult about. It might be stepping in to help someone in a different situation, but comfort is the killer of thing, really, of health, of dreams, of ambition, of living a fulfilling life, and stepping outside that comfort zone and just having people that can support you in that process can make all the difference.
You know, look at how many people Wim Hof has affected in a positive way. How he puts himself in a bathtub with ice cubes. I mean, come on, you can come up with similar ideas that might be inspirational. I mean, something that far-fetched, and it's still helping people. You know, the sky is the limit. And this is where I think really look at what is your passion? What is your passion? Not, yeah, but I have to work with that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what are you passionate about? Because it is the passion that is your roadmap that you might have left because of comfort, because of so-called security. Well, you're secure enough to die regretting that you didn't follow your roadmap. You know, it was so safe, so secure. You became 94, now you're in diapers and your dreams have not been fulfilled. Is that the way? Go for it. But it's to step out, to step into your truth, and it takes courage, and there are risks. The risk is you might fail. Okay, what else is new? You might die. Well, what else is new? They say that this life will end in a certain amount of time. Who knows? Maybe I'm dead in 1 hour. Who knows? You know, maybe you. We don't know. So why not spend the time as good as we can and really enjoy it? I'm talking to myself as well, because it's the same. You know, I need to hear these things also, and it's on a daily practice, you know, to get out of my head into my heart. And yeah, that's actually one of the songs on my album.
Love it.
To get.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ole. It's absolutely fantastic. I love speaking with you. I love speaking with Kim. Lots of food for thought. I'm going to take my horses and dogs out now and process and integrate this. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. For everyone listening, I really hope this has helped you as well. And all Ole's links will be below, so please do go and check them out. Thank you, Ole, so much. Right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking the time to listen. And if you feel inspired, please do share with your friends and family. This helps us spread the word and also helps me encourage some exciting new guests to take part in this podcast. And above all, stay curious and stay free.